Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome to the October 2024 Western Washington update. I am a little late on that. I am back and forth with my sinus infection still, so I apologize for the delay, but better late than never. All right, so first I want to say to everyone that celebrates Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving coming up this next week. I hope that if you're traveling, that you have safe travels and that you get to enjoy this time for your family. And there's always something that we can look to be grateful for. All right, so what's new in Washington real estate news? So let's talk about interest rates a little bit. So in October 2024, mortgage rates in Washington state continued their upward trend. At the start of the month, the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage hovered between 6.10 and 6.16, already reflecting higher borrowing costs. By the end of October, rates had climbed further, reaching a national average of 6.88. This increase mirrors ongoing economic pressures, including inflation concerns and rising bond yields, which continue to influence the housing market. These rate shifts highlight the importance of timing for buyers and sellers navigating today's real estate market. So interest rates are always going to be fluctuating, and they did end at 6.88. That's not necessarily what they are today, but I like to wait for the whole month to close so that we can talk about how the whole month went and how it ended. So as of October, it did end at 6.88. So, interest rates are always going to be fluctuating. So those of you who, are waiting for interest rates to go down to 2 to 3%, that's probably not going to happen, unfortunately. This is what we're looking at. We're, hopeful that maybe we can get down to the fives maybe at some point, but we'll have to see what happens in the coming months. All right, so Washington State interest rates, here's a better view with the little chart here. So VA loans ended at 5.52 specifically. FHA loans ended at 5.39%. Your 15-year fixed mortgage ended at 5.17%. And then your 30-year fixed ended at 6.88. So again, you always want to speak with your lender to find out what your individual interest rate is, because it does depend on factors like your income, your credit score, and your debt to income ratio. All of these things affect what rate you will be assigned. So you definitely want to check with your lender. And it's never too early to speak with the lender or a realtor, because we often know realtors or lenders that we work with. So it's never too early to start planning. All right, so I have some market tips here for buyers and sellers, just based on the current market that we're in, and also just really any time, for instance, for sellers, those that are selling their home or have just listed their home. So here's a few items. All right, so for sellers, you want to enhance your curb appeal. So first impressions matter more than ever in a competitive market that we're in right now. So invest in small updates like fresh landscaping, a new front door, or exterior paint to make your home stand out. So you want for people to look at your home from the outside and want to come in. You want people to be intrigued to know, well, I wonder what it looks like inside if it looks this great outside. So first impressions are always everything, and it's always worth it to, invest in some fresh landscaping. Even the smallest things, just like simple edging of your lawn and stuff like that, can make a huge difference. You want to consider selling incentives. So with high mortgage rates, offering incentives such as covering closing costs or providing a rate buy down can attract more buyers. So buyers are already having to come up with a lot of money to buy your home, especially if they're a first-time home buyer. They're having to come up with closing costs and down payment and all of that. So offering to cover their closing costs or even a portion of it can definitely help attract, more buyers. And then also offering a rate buy down on their interest rate so that their mortgage payment is lower can also help with that as well. You want to market seasonally. So with the holiday season approaching, showcase your home's warmth and coziness to create an inviting atmosphere for potential buyers. So, maybe during your open houses, if you do decide that you want to have open houses held, maybe put up a Christmas tree or, just, some type of pine cone decoration or just something that makes it feel a little bit more cozy. All right, so for buyers, you want to focus on your budget. So with rates higher, consider homes slightly below your maximum price range to leave room for adjustments in monthly payments or unexpected expenses, like furniture, for instance. So I've seen, buyers buy homes and then they forget that, oh yeah, we have 2 more rooms to furnish, You never want to shop at the top of your budget. You always want to leave some wiggle room for extra, in case you do have to negotiate up, just so that you have a little bit more wiggle room. So if you got approved for $600,000, you don't want to shop for homes that are $600,000. You want to shop a little bit under that, maybe even $500,000. Bring it down just a little bit. You want to explore alternative loan options. So look into programs like FHA or VA loans that may offer lower rates or reduced upfront costs if you qualify. So if you are in the military, you definitely want to consider having or getting a VA loan. And then you can also look into FHA loans. So when you speak with a good lender, they're going to be able to tell you what programs you qualify for. And some of those programs come with, no down payment or a lower down payment of, only 3.5% to 5%. So these are the programs that you definitely want to ask about. All right, so the last tip for buyers today is don't skip the inspection. Please don't skip the inspection. In a fast-moving market, it's tempting to waive contingencies, but an inspection is critical for long-term confidence in your purchase. So you want to know what it is that you're getting into. A lot of people were waiving this contingency back in 2020, 2021. They were waiving inspections left and right. Houses were flying off the shelves because interest rates had gone down to like 2%, 3%. And there's people who regret that now, finding out like, uh-oh, now we have this problem that we could have negotiated into the deal to be fixed before. So I highly recommend getting an inspection. I don't think there's really any circumstance that you should waive it, even if the home was built only a few years ago. You still never know. So always get an inspection where you can. All right, so the last tip for buyers today is don't skip the inspection. Please don't skip the inspection. In a fast-moving market, it's tempting to waive contingencies, but an inspection is critical for long-term confidence in your purchase. So you want to know what it is that you're getting into. A lot of people were waiving this contingency back in 2020, 2021. They were waiving inspections left and right. Houses were flying off the shelves because interest rates had gone down to like 2%, 3%. And there's people who regret that now, finding out like, uh-oh, now we have this problem that we could have negotiated into the deal to be fixed before. So I highly recommend getting an inspection. I don't think there's really any circumstance that you should waive it, even if the home was built only a few years ago. You still never know. So always get an inspection where you can. All right, so I'm starting to focus now more on Tacoma. And so the Tacoma weather report is going to be within a point or two of the surrounding areas like Bonnie Lake, Seattle, like it's not going to be too far off. But this is what the 10-day weather report is looking like right now. So sun's out today, got some sun out today, but we did get, you may have heard on the news about the bomb cyclone that hit us, I think it was Tuesday, where it was just this huge kind of windstorm that was kind of off the coast that was bringing in a lot of wind. We definitely got hit over here in Bonnie Lake, that's for sure. We lost power for 9 hours or so. So yeah, it was pretty bad, but nothing too crazy, but this is typical for this time of year, these temperatures in the 40s and 50s. As you can see, we have some sun coming out here, so it's not that bad when it comes to like the sun being gone. Yeah, there might be a week or even 2 weeks where we have all gray and, rain, but we do have some days here where the chance of rain is way lower and it usually doesn't even rain these days. And then we have, a trend of, it's going to rain more in the morning and then not in the afternoon or vice versa. So it's usually like a part of the day that it'll rain more. And then the rest of the day is like more or less like dry, so to speak. So yeah, just wanted to give you a visual of what the weather is like right now. All right, so maintenance tips for November. If you currently own a home, it's always good to keep up with everything that you can keep up with so that when the time comes to sell, because life events happen all the time where it's like, oh, we got to sell, and then you don't have a huge list of things that you have to fix. And then you don't have to go through so many negotiations during your sale when the inspector comes and finds all these things. So just a few things. You want to make sure you rake your leaves and clean out your gutters. Cleaning out the gutters sucks. It's not fun. But definitely want to get on top of that or maybe hire someone to do that for you. Service your snow blower before the snow comes. So for those of you who live in environments where it snows a lot, you want to make sure that you have that ready to go and not try to fix it after the snow falls. You want to clean the clothes dryer exhaust in your dryer. You want to winterize your sprinkler system, and you want to drain all exterior drainage systems outside. So be sure to get all that going so that we don't have, water and things freezing over in places where it shouldn't and clogging things up. All right, so every month I'm going to be covering a real estate myth. There's so many, there's so much misinformation regarding the real estate market out there. So I'm going to start covering a myth each month. So the first one for the month of November is going to be that you need a 20% down payment. It's very commonly said that, you can't get a house unless you've got 20% down, right? So this myth is false. This myth is false. So while a 20% down payment can help you avoid private mortgage insurance, it's not a requirement. In today's Tacoma market, many buyers secure homes with as little as 3 to 5% down. There are also special programs for first-time home buyers and veterans offering even lower requirements. Waiting to save 20% may delay your purchase and cost you more if home prices continue to rise, which they will. So, home prices right now are rising in Washington state, anywhere from 2 to 4% per year. So a home that is a certain price now, if you wait till next year and say, oh, we're going to wait to see if homes essentially go on sale, which homes are meant to appreciate, right? So that's probably not going to happen. So if you keep waiting and waiting and waiting, you're going to eventually price yourself out completely. So I always say if you can afford to buy a home, do it now when you can. And then you can look into these programs. And when you get a lender, they can help you figure out if you qualify for down payment assistance or, anything like that. So where you might not even have to pay anything down for your first home. So it's never too early to start talking with a realtor. We often know great lenders that we work with that can meet with you and, let you know what the plan would be. Just because you meet with a realtor doesn't mean you have to buy right now. A lot of people I see wait till the last minute. They're waiting until they get a situation comes where they're like, okay, now we have to move. And then they're scrambling like, okay, what do we do? And feeling very rushed and, everything instead of, meeting with the realtor and lender. And then they can give you a brief overview and kind of an outline of what it's going to look like for you to buy a home. So I highly recommend starting to plan early. It's never too early to start planning with the realtor. All right, so this is a map of Tacoma. We've got the north end of Tacoma here. We've got, in between here, there's like Hilltop and Stadium District and South Tacoma and all the areas within here. And then keep in mind that Tacoma is a 35-mile drive south of Seattle, just so you can kind of see the distance. So if you are planning to move to the Tacoma area or Pierce County, it is going to be a little bit of a drive if you are working in Seattle. So it's just something to keep in mind. All right, so the numbers for October 2024 are out, but Tacoma is a seller's market right now. So still hasn't changed really from last month in Pierce County. There are more people looking for homes than there are homes available, and home prices tend to be higher because due to the competition of low inventory of homes. So looking at the Tacoma market, so new listings, there were 441 new listings, which is up 44.1% from 2023. When it comes to percent of list price, homes are selling for 100% of the list price, if not more, in Tacoma. Months of inventory. So right now there's 2.8 months of inventory. If you're not familiar with what that means that all the homes that are currently on the market, if all of those homes were to sell and there's no other homes that came on the market, how long would it take for the current homes on the market to sell? And right now it's 2.8. So almost 3 months of inventory is what we've got right now. Days on market is averaging about 36 days on market. So that's how long it's taking for a home to sell once it goes on the market, which is up 28.6 from 2023. So it's taking a little bit longer than last year. The median sales price in Tacoma right now is $480,000, which is up 11.3% from last year. So again, home prices go up typically, not down. So, again, if you can afford to buy a home, get into it now while you can before prices go up. And there were 315 homes sold, which is up 16.8% in Tacoma. So that's how many closed transactions there were in Tacoma. So we're definitely in a seller's market for sure. And I don't know if that's going to change anytime soon. Hopefully more inventory will come on the market and we'll see, see what happens. All right, so King County. So King County is where Seattle is located. We got Vashon Island here, here's Seattle, Redmond and Bellevue over here, Renton, Kent, Federal Way, and then Enumclaw and a lot of areas in between here. So this is all considered King County. All right, so Seattle is definitely a seller's market right now, and I'm going to be covering Seattle and Tacoma only for the time being. So if you have any questions about what the numbers look like in any cities between Seattle and Tacoma that you're interested in moving to, let me know and I'd be happy to get that information to you. My information is in the description box down below, and it'll also be here at the end of the presentation. If you have any questions, let me know. So looking at the Seattle market update, we had 594 new homes go onto the market, which is up 37.2% from last year. We also have homes selling for 100% of the list price for sure in Seattle for sure, if not more. So 2.1 months of inventory is what's available there, which is a little less than Pierce County and in Tacoma right now, but that's up 21.3% from last year. We've got 23 days on market is the average. So homes are selling a little quicker in Seattle than here because it's a very desirable area. And so the homes go quick there. And that's up 27.1% from last year. The average or median sell price right now is $975,000 in Seattle, and that's up 8.3% from last year. So it is pretty pricey in Seattle. You can find homes for 500,000, 600,000. You can find homes in all price ranges in Seattle, but you're not going to get as much space. That's basically it. You're not going to have as much space. You might not even have a parking space, depending on what neighborhood it's in. You might have to do street parking. So it really just depends. You really kind of have to seek it out. So don't let this number totally scare you. If you really want to live in Seattle, that's just the median, price. But there are homes that are lower priced, but you will not get as much space as you will in Pierce County. Homes for sale with the 571 homes or homes sold. Sorry, this is the number of homes that closed the transaction, 571, which is up 48.3%. So again, Seattle is definitely a seller's market. Hopefully inventory will increase, but there's just a lot of people who own homes that just don't want to sell their homes, because they don't want to buy another home and then make their interest rate higher because they're probably locked in at a way lower interest rate. They may have bought during the pandemic, or they may have bought 20, 30 years ago, and they're like, well, I don't see a point in selling. So, but life events happen and that force people to sell sometimes. So we'll just have to continue to see what happens. All right, so Western Washington listing. So I've got one listing for you today that I would like to show you. All right, so we got a great listing here, here in Lake Tapps, Washington, which is in the Bonnie Lake area. It's 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It's 4946 square feet. All right, so this is the front of the home here. It's beautiful. It's on Lake Tapps. So we have breathtaking lake views from almost every room in this Driftwood Point home, available for the first time in 30 years. Expansive, meticulously maintained rambler with a fully finished daylight basement. Primary bedroom on main floor boasts lake views and access to wraparound deck, plus the second primary office on main with attached bath. Kitchen features updated stainless steel appliances and abundant cabinetry. Beautifully refinished hardwood floors, natural light that shines throughout the home. Downstairs is a second fully updated kitchen, rec room with fireplace, bedroom, and bath laundry room. Easy walkout access to a terraced yard leading to Mount Rainier views and 70 feet of pristine waterfront with private dock. Detached 2-bedroom ADU currently rented at $2,000 a month. So this home definitely has income potential if that's something that you're looking for. All right, so let's go over some of the features of this home. So this home was built in 1972. We have the exterior as wood and wood products. The flooring includes all of the following: ceramic tile, hardwood, laminate, wall-to-wall carpet, and granite. The appliances that are included in the sale is the dishwasher, the dryer, the microwave, the refrigerator, the washer, the stove, and ranges. So this is definitely always something that we look at because there are sometimes sales where the dish or the washer and dryer is not included and all of that. So you always want to look at that. Utilities, it's on septic. The water source is public, the energy source is electric and natural gas, and the heating and cooling is forced air. So that's always a plus when you can find a home that has forced air for cooling, especially. All right, so let's take a look at some of the pictures of this home. So this is technically the back of the home here. And we've got our little pergola, we've got the dock here. So this is the whole property here. All right, so this is technically the front of the house. So we got the 2-car garage here. This is where you would drive up to park. This is, again, another view of the back with the wraparound deck. And this is a beautiful view here. The home is situated on Lake Tapps, and you have a beautiful view of Mount Rainier right there. So that's what it looks like on a clear day. Amazing. Got a little slide there. All right, so this is the inside of the home. So this is the entrance way here. And you've got a little living room area here. You got your floor to ceiling windows. You got the hardwood floors. Look at all that natural light coming in. Love it. Got a little sitting area here to the side. We've got a powder room. This is the primary suite. Check out that light fixture there and just look at that view. Imagine waking up to looking at the water every day. Hardwood floors. We've got a hall bathroom back in the primary suite. And this is the primary suite bathroom. Got the dining room here. Look at just windows all around. It just makes it feel so open and expansive when you've got windows all around like that. Got the kitchen, granite countertops. You got the stainless steel appliances. You got all that recessed lighting there. Downstairs, you got the rec room. Got a little dining area there. Got a little kitchen down here. Very cute. Got the bedroom downstairs. Got the laundry area. More outside pics. Adorable. And then this is the detached ADU that was mentioned for the $2,000 a month rent that is being currently charged there. Unfortunately, there aren't any pictures of the inside because someone is currently living there. But you can request to see it if you would like a private showing. I'd be happy to show that to you by making an appointment to see that. And that's about it. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me for the October 2024 update. I do apologize for the delay. I will be a lot quicker with that for the November update once those numbers come out in December. So I'll get that to you a lot sooner. You're here on my YouTube channel already, but if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, my handle is abproperties1750. And then I also have a Facebook page entitled Ashley Brown Properties if you'd like to follow me there as well. And here's my contact information. If you're going to be moving to Washington and you need help with purchasing that home, I would love to help you. Here's all of my information here. It's also in the description box down below. And please feel free to also click the links down below for some free downloads. I've got some nice guides down there, some relocation guides and all of that I feel will help you get started on your moving journey and get you more familiar and acquainted with moving to Tacoma and the surrounding areas. All right, well, that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. And until the next time, take care, and I'll see you all in the next one.